Hello and welcome to this edition of Ringside Digest. I'm your host Kirk Day, along with my co-hosts Byrne and Nick Miller. And today we got some few trades to go over involving some big powerhouses in the East, two teams that could possibly meet in the playoffs. So we're just gonna go straight into our first trade here, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs are gaining some depth in a Blackhawks trade. Now that trade is Jake McCabe with 50% retained, Sam Lafferty, and two fifth-round picks from Chicago in 2024 and 2025, both conditional, heading to Toronto for Toronto's first-round pick in 2025, which is a conditional, top 10 protected. Toronto's second-round pick in 2026, Joey Anderson, and Pavel Gogolev. Now, I think this is a very good trade for Toronto. This is adding their depth is what they need. They get a replacement for Muzzin, who is pretty much like Jake McCabe is pretty much the exact same player as Jake Muzzin. Now, with Muzzin gone for the season, they're not really, well, they are missing him still as much as they would before, but they have that replacement for him, so they're not missing out on someone like him, a big body on defense, big physical guy. And like Jake McCabe is pretty good. Like, I'll pull up Jake McCabe's chart here, and it's 85% WAR, 62 offense, 77 defense. That's a pretty good for a guy they just acquired for not too much, realistically. So what do you think about this trade, Noah?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Is Carl Dubas done? I think that's the question. Every year it seems like he's winning deals and he's getting these big pieces to come in. Is this gonna be the year that they finally get past the first round? That's pretty simple. That's all I gotta say about it.
Yeah, they make the right move yet again. Kyle Dubas has done nothing but make the right move. Well, aside from the Barry trade, I think we can all agree that was pretty bad in hindsight. But he makes the right move yet again. Like every year, it seems like he's doing it, like you said. But it's just never enough. It seems like, with them bringing in McCabe at I think it's like just over $2 million. I think that's a steal for a guy like McCabe. You're paying Jake Muzzin $5 million to do the same thing when he was playing. So you're paying like basically half the price, and you're getting the exact same player, maybe a little bit more defensive upside, and he throws the body just as well or better. So I like this trade for Toronto. Plus, Sam Lafferty is really good on the penalty kill too. So I really like this trade.
You mentioned the retaining to get him at $2 million. Does it mean that they go out and add a guy like Luke Shen? Return to the Leafs for Shen. I think it'd be something that would be phenomenal to see. He's a hard hitter. He would fit so well. I mean, they're a little bit lacking in the sense of right defenseman. So, the flexibility that they were able to get him at 50% retained maybe allows for another move.
Yeah, maybe 15 years later, he's the answer.
Yeah, and having that 2.7, that's enough to get another depth piece or even a couple. Like, that's definitely helps Toronto with their heading to the playoffs. Because I seen someone say, this seems like an all-in situation for the Leafs. It's like as a no tomorrow type thing after acquiring O'Reilly, Achari, Lafferty, and McCabe. So it could be a bit of a not rush, but getting to the point now for Toronto rather than waiting, because they don't have too much longer to wait if they want to go for that cup run. It's
the beat is hot for Kyle Dubas, I think.
Yeah, there's not much time left for him to show that he's willing to put it all out on the line to get the Maple Leafs there. Like, and I'll pull up a quote from Dubas here now as well. It's Dubas on his move so far, adding more physicality overall. There's no reason for us to beat around it. We've wanted to become more competitive. Sam Lafferty makes us better, faster up front. We didn't want to deplete from our prospects in the system. And now that's a good point to point out as well. They didn't really give up too much. They gave up Pavel Gogolev, who's a good prospect, and just a first, which, I mean, we know will be late, even though it's top 10 protected. It's not a few years down the line, but it's still not going to be a bottom pick, I won't think. So it definitely helps them not giving up too much. They still have their assets to trade if they want to make a big splash either in this year or next year. So it definitely does help them in that aspect of it.
Yeah, I think, there's guys I see like Alex Kerfoot, Justin Hall. Maybe you see them kind of get traded away to bring in some more pieces. They're kind of, not that they don't fit in, but they're kind of on the outside looking in the sense like if you look at Toronto's lines, I don't see them kind of the same as, I don't see them fitting in the same as those other guys that they brought in.
Yeah. And now this also happens just a day after of our second topic here, which is Tampa Bay trading for Tanner Jeannot. It happens a day right after it. So this is it's a not a bad deal. I'll say that. I'll just pull it up here. It's a lot, but it's not bad because I'll get into why I believe that. So it's Nashville receives a 2025 first, a 2024 second, a 2023 third, a 2023 fourth, a 2023 fifth, and Cal Foot for Tanner Jeannot. Now, this is, last year you might say, okay, with Jeannot playing pretty good last year, which, 41 points in 81 games. It's not bad. And this year he's not playing just about as well, but there's one reason that I think I trust this deal if I'm Tampa, is because of Julien BriseBois. This man is a genius. That's as good as I can put it. Like, what he's done with some moves, like some other small ones, like their depth pieces, and like they're locking up their future. It's insane. Just having Tampa, like, they rotate their bottom out every couple of years, but it just gets better each time. It's unbelievable to think about it. Like, I don't even know what else to say, really. What do you think, Noah?
I think all the other GMs in the league, they really got to sit back and take a look at what BriseBois, he's already known for all his amazing deals, but, it's time that he kind of got some more recognition. I think you're going to see more and more trades like this. Like, I don't know, if you just want to haul it up again there right quick, the trades.
Yeah.
Like, the haul of picks that Nashville receives here. Like, Tampa doesn't give up any other core. They bring in a guy like Tanner Jeannot, who's going to fit so well on the third line. Tampa loves these players, guys who are on cheap deals, who play gritty, hard-nosed game. Like, he's going to fit so well there on the third line with, I think it's Nick Paul and is it
I can pull
Ross Colton? Yeah. Ross Colton. Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does look dangerous.
That top six is going to always be the same. Like, they're always going to have that top six. And that's why I think I don't agree that you'll get trades like that where the players stay and sign long-term deals like you will in Tampa Bay. I think there's been a little bit of a culture revamp there in Tampa Bay ever since they started coming up with, I remember the triplet line came up. Ever since that happened, they've had a little bit of a culture change. There's a winning culture built in Tampa Bay now. And I think that people will stay on cheap deals like Jeannot and which I believe he was talking with Nashville about a 6-year deal around $2 million AAV. I saw a tweet about that. So you can keep an eye on that. That's a very Nick Polish deal. But you might see a few more players doing that in Tampa Bay than anywhere else because they know that top six is there. They know their role, what their role will be on the team is to be in the bottom six. There's no pressure on you down there. You're coming out and you're supposed to be just a fast, gritty, hard-nosed player, like you said, on the third and fourth line. He fits right in there. Tanner Jeannot fights people. He can put the puck in the back of the net like you've seen last season. He can put up some points down the bottom six. 41 points in the bottom six is great. Like, you'll see him fitting great in Tampa Bay, and you'll probably see him sign that long-term
cheap deal.
Yeah, deal with Tampa Bay. And I think Tampa Bay is just set for years to come. Like, that top six is all locked up, long term. The goalie, who is the best goalie in the NHL, I don't think it's arguable that he's the best goalie in the NHL. And then you've got him locked up long term. You've got your best defenseman locked up long term. You've got Chernak locked up long term. You've got Sergachev now. Tampa is just in a great position, and this trade is just another Julien BriseBois masterclass.
Yeah.
He's playing NHL GM mode on rookie mode.
Yeah, and like you said with BriseBois, and I'm sure, about the top six being locked up and players knowing that what they're coming in for this team is, and BriseBois knows this. That's why he put up this quote today in a media interview. It says, "Julien BriseBois on the price of paid for Jeannot. The reality of the trade deadline, you're going to have to overpay. That's how you get the player. The player goes to the highest bidder. Nashville didn't have to trade him. They controlled his rights for an additional year." And just, he knew this. He knew that Tanner Jeannot would be a guy to fit on that bottom line because he compared it to the Gaudreau, Coleman, and Gord line. Having that energy on the third line, just knowing what they can do. This boost team, come out 50 seconds and just play their heads off and get the energy up on the whole bench, the whole team. and it just runs through the system. All this like he knows what he's doing, and it's incredible to see it.
Yeah.
Like it's just having him being able to set up a bottom six of a forward line just because of the top six, knowing what they're there for is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and it's because like when you get your top six coming out, maybe having like a bad game or something like that, like say midway through the first period or something, you throw out that energy line for like you said, 50 seconds. They go out there and start just running guys, cycle the puck around the zone, like get to the net, maybe get a scoring chance or something like that. Maybe one goes in, the energy goes up. Maybe one doesn't, but you still go out there, get them hitting guys, get the crowd into it. Maybe I can't say enough about Julien BriseBois and his ability to be able to build a team like that.
Yeah, with the energy line, like the third line, it also takes pressure off those guys, those Kucherovs, those Stamkos, those Braden Points. It just fits. It just their system and how they do things and how John Cooper runs things over there in Tampa. It's like it's a staple in the NHL, and I think everybody needs to kind of sit back and watch how they do things.
Yeah, sure. And one thing to note about this trade, though, is Tampa don't have too many picks left to trade to get guys like that. I mean, these are their next first 5-round picks in the next 3 years. They have no first-round picks. They have 1 second in 2025. And now, even though if they make a trade and use that second, I'm sure it'll be an absolutely phenomenal deal if BriseBois is involved with trying to get anybody and using that pick. It'll work out for them no matter who they get. It don't really matter what they try to do. It will work for Julien BriseBois and the Tampa Bay Lightning for sure. So there's as much as we can say about that pretty much with like how Tampa is just running the league with trades, signings, picks, team building. You can't beat Tampa's scheme, basically, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah. Like I said, NHL GM mode on rookie.
Yeah, for sure. That's the best way to put it. That's all we got for this video, guys. We're going to have a lot more videos involving trades and stuff like this, involving the breakdowns between teams and all throughout the year, up until the playoffs, free agency, and offseason. So if you want to see us do stuff like this, more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, because you're going to see it a lot coming up soon. Now with the March 3rd deadline as well. At the playoffs coming up not too much longer either. It's only a couple months until then. So we hope you like this video, and thank you for watching.